straight out the bag. It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long is
2.0.
Huh. Okay, wait a minute. Check this out. I'm going to clarify something. What Hunter Biden didn't know is that your cell phone, when you bring them close to a set of scales, did you see it jump from 21.4, 21.6, 26 to 21 right there?
Yeah.
Because he was filming it with his phone and got it really close, and the RF off the phone started jumping on his scales, and that'll throw the reading off. So anytime you're weighing out your dope, make sure your cell phone's far away from your scales or you're going to get shitted. Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Great advice.
Again. Woo!
We're live again.
Yeah. Woo!
He's back. He's back. I'm glad to see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got another, week and a half, Shannon, before you're back on
Lisa
YouTube?
and Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Hey, how you doing, Lisa? ENG1142. Sold to Paul.
Did you hear what they did to me? I had 2 days to where I was strike free. 2 days. And all of a sudden something comes up from 8 months ago. And so then that put me back at 2 strikes, and then the next day it fell off. So, at any rate,
Sorry,
they picking on me.
Nancy,
For anybody that doesn't know.
American in Exile, Melissa Moore, Melissa. Gosh, y'all are so wonderful. I'm sorry, I missed all these people.
Nancy?
I haven't got to a while. Shannon,
Well,
Right.
Well, guys, I want your opinion about the Hunter Biden and what's going on with that, and why you think the FBI and everybody else is investigating Hunter Biden.
why they're not investigating him?
Yeah. Well, obviously, why they're not, but I want y'all's opinion on all that. Just give it to me.
It'd just be too easy to take him to jail behind everything that we know so far. I mean, I think Barney Fife could put enough information together to put him in prison for life, and that's the truth of the matter. It doesn't take a serious intellectual genius to realize Hunter Biden is corrupt in every way possible. He's got enough video footage to put him and a lot of his cohorts in jail, as a matter of fact, and the thing I seen the other day, not just him weighing the stuff, but he was transporting these girls in from other places and paying for them to be shipped in to do, I guess, to do the nasty.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other charge. When you're bringing women across state lines for trafficking reasons, that's a form of sex trafficking. And see, things like that, whether he's a politician's son or not, those things should stick. Those are the things that he shouldn't be able to run or hide from or scapegoat away from, because they're some of the worst crimes imaginable. Just imagine just from what we've seen on that laptop, imagine the things that we haven't seen. I mean, this is just the stuff he films.
Yeah.
Imagine what he does with the camera off.
This is why I'm going to request him stop filming himself naked and incriminate. I mean, I don't understand him incriminating himself the way he is. It's like he's trying to find a way to pretty much tell his dad, "Hey,
Talk about pedo Pete.
yeah, yeah, that's his new nickname, ain't it? By the family."
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
But,
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that's what they call. It's on the laptop. That's what they call them. In the family circles.
Allegedly, there were some messages, emails, and texts that went to a guy they called Pete, and it was, and in all actuality and trueness, it was a name that was given to Biden under a certain operation. His name was Pete. I can't remember the whole thing, but then Hunter twisted into to what I just said earlier.
Actually, it's from a spy novel.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Okay,
it's from a spy novel, and that's where they got the name from. And they add pedo to it because of,
There you go.
Wow.
That's a whole new thing. So now we had the let's go. I'm so scared to say anything now because YouTube's like fire right on my channel. you had let's go Brandy, and then now we got this one.
Well, I got some. I got some stuff that's on Twitter. If y'all want to look at it, that's some of the funny stuff.
Oh, we need to talk about what happened to AOC with Alex Stein today. Too.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamal, do you like Hunter's taste in prostitutes? Do you think does Hunter Biden have good taste in prostitutes? Does he? Is he got good?
That's a perfect question.
That's a perfect way to answer it. He was like, yeah.
Oh, that's
He
great.
just throws his hands up. It's like, that's so funny.
That reminds me of y'all ever watch Tosh.0? I mean,
Yeah.
he's very liberal, but he would do stuff like that. He'd walk up on people and just ask them the question they just don't know how to answer. That's just great.
The problem was he was on the wrong side, though. But so I remember an episode of Tosh.0 where he was making fun of the Africans that were really pissed off about people eating ass. They said they eat the poo poo, and so he's gonna make fun of them. I think the Africans were onto something, though. They shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, why? Yeah, I remember Tosh.0. I did watch a lot of that back in the day. Don, I love Don, by the way. He did a thing where it was called being adopted. He started this trend where you'd walk by somebody and jam your finger in the butt and say adopted. Does anybody remember that?
Everything fine? Are you hurt in any way? Any way? Are you hurt? Hey, is anything hurt on you? Anything?
Oh, he's skitzing.
I'm literally saying, I'm sorry that it took so long to give you $10,000. Do you have any bruise? Anything? Have I ever touched you in a bad way? Ever? Have I asked you every time if I could touch you? Every time. Sweetheart, look at me.
A sweetheart. She's pissed.
You cannot
She's
talk
got
to me that way.
$10,000. She's that
You
pissed
say
off.
things like that.
Must have been bad whatever she had to do.
Because I'm more respectful than anyone you've ever met. Are you okay? What?
Wow. See, this is stuff I haven't even seen. This is new to me, y'all. Is that a crack pipe on the stand?
Yes.
I've never
That's
seen that.
art. Come on now, that's art.
That's a steamroller. Wow.
The other thing I figure we'll talk about is Trump's ex-wife passed away today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can we blame
Didn't know that.
was her name Ivana Trump?
Ivana Trump. Yeah,
Ivana Trump.
Yeah, she was the mom to Don and
Eric
Don.
and Ivanka.
yeah. What's the other one? You got Don and
Eric.
Don Jr. Oh yeah, everybody forgets about Eric.
Baron.
No, it's
Yeah,
Eric.
Barrett. Oh, it is Eric.
Oh yeah, Barron is one of the youngest ones. That's the one he had with
Millennia.
Millennia.
Right.
Angus, I've missed you too, man. Oh my goodness, I missed all you guys. I thank you so much. It is a wonderful honor to have such a lot of love. When I did my comeback video,
This video is hilarious.
But thank you guys for coming back, though. Thank you.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine
Oh, this is classic.
no
Yeah.
bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand,
Oh,
a quarter of $1, we passed a law with the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Under our forfeiture statute, the government can, take everything you own. Everything from your car to your house, your bank account, not merely what they confiscate in terms of the dollars from the transaction that you just got caught engaging in. They can take everything. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. They are in jail. Away from my mother, your husband, our families. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
Well, all righty. I guess that speaks for itself. Good gracious, I can't. That was you can tell that one video was an older video of Hunter's actually looking pretty rough right now. He's put on a lot of weight. I guess he actually quit doing that. You can tell maybe he quit doing the crack. Maybe he's like moved on to like other stuff. Could have switched over to a food addiction. But I seen a picture of him. It was like, ooh, good gracious, old dude.
You know what I'm afraid of? The videos are going to come out that we haven't seen yet, with Biden and his son naked with God knows who or what, with the crack pipes and the whole show going. I mean, if as much as they like to film and be in front of the camera, and as twisted as that whole family is, I would not be surprised if there's not eventually going to be pictures out or video footage out of it being a family ordeal or orgy, should I say?
It's an orgy, but it ain't playing this man. Is it? What do you call that? Is it now? It'll be a wrinkle party pretty soon in a few more years.
It'd be a wrinkle party of some kind.
I seen that Sun article.
Why? Hey, John Cordisco, here you go. There's your visual.
Hey, there's one where he's riding. He's drinking a beer.
Hey, Val.
It's like X-Files. You know, like when the X-Files, like when the episodes of X-Files, you got you look in that little door with the window, and there's an alien in there, and he's like looking at you. And it's Hunter Biden. That'd be funny.
I feel like we're living in an episode of X-Files where all the government's hiding the truth. You got people running in circles to try to figure it out, but nobody's really looking for the truth.
Yeah.
That'd be the case here is because of the fact that, like you say, out.
Yeah. I was going to show it in a minute. Keep on talking about what you were talking about. I'm looking for some other stuff. Just keep
so
going.
like, dude, the problem we're running into, just like with John Durham, there's so much of a nothing burger because we have a faulted dual tier justice system, and so right now there's just no way that the only thing that can be done at this point with these videos is damaging the campaign. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what I think the plan is. Matt and I talked about the plan and what we think the left is going to try to do. I hope they don't do that. And I'll let Matt talk about it if he wants to, because he knows how to talk better than me. You want to talk about that?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
That would be a Rumble. No, we'll do that on a Rumble rant one day. Yeah.
But you want to go ahead and play this?
Fire off that Alex Stein right quick. Because you've got... Okay,
See, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my favorite. She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. You look very beautiful in that dress. You look very sexy. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina. I love it. My favorite AOC. Nice to meet you, AOC. Look how sexy she looks in that dress.
Hit the pause.
I love it, AOC. Hot, like a tamale. See, my favorite big booty Latina. I love you, AOC. You're my...
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I want you to hit the pause button for a second so I can set this video up a little bit better. You need to go back to the video for a second. This is something that trips me out about the whole video. Okay, at the beginning of it, he's giving her like compliments, and with her own self-headedness, her big-headedness, she falls into it and gets up there and talks to him. She doesn't realize she's being trolled. Even when she's walking away, she was saying, "I love you guys." She was showing love to people, showing to him because she didn't realize the whole time she was being trolled. She's so out of touch. She didn't even know who Alex Stein is. Well, okay.
Did you know he was arrested for doing that?
Yes. I was getting ready to go into that. He got questioned by it because of her.
Yeah.
Because of her. So, dude, when she comes back out, so at the beginning of the video, you can see where she doesn't know she's being trolled. Everything's fine. There was no threat. There was no fear. She had no anger. Matter of fact, she was on high cotton when she walked in there because she thought that everybody was loving on her. The only reason why she got mad and said all those things that weren't true about being scared for her life and all that stuff was because she had to hype it up. There was nothing there. She walked up to him. He didn't walk up to her.
She was crying at the fence again. That's what really happened.
Yeah, show the one where she's where she's done, like after she gets done casting her stupid. Yeah, you gotta see this, Doc, man.
Hey everybody, I'm here in the Capitol. See this guy right there? Right there. When I was walking up, he said, hey, right in front of a Capitol police officer, hey, here's this, look at that big ass, look at that big juicy booty, this Latina, like whatever, all the bunch of racist, sexist stuff. And since nobody can do anything, I'm just telling you, because...
You look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. She is severely bothered.
This institution is not designed to
see that right
protect.
there? I mean, it's hard to... If you look under her eyes right here, you can see where, like, the stress is just coming out right there. You see that? She didn't look like that before.
And it's really hard, and it's really sad that my only recourse is to just let you know about it, but...
I think it's methamphetamine myself.
Well, you're the meth... Okay. Well, okay, so she did a tweet. She put out a tweet. I don't know if you can find this, Matt, but she put out a tweet where she actually... blew the whole I can't talk about
that. I got it.
Yeah.
It's here.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, first thing
she did, but y'all can make
first thing I want to say is what I found funny about the whole thing is she's all upset that this guy does this at the Capitol, at the steps of the Capitol building, but she's okay with people protesting at the Supreme Court Supreme Court people's houses when they're when they're out eating and everything else when they're with their family. But this is one step too far. I don't feel safe. Well, how safe are those people that are in the Supreme Court? How safe are they?
Dude,
hell, we already had one of them. Someone tried to actually assassinate him.
Did you see that the neighbors Did you see what the neighbors got together and went to the local police over the fact that the bullhorns and the drums and all the noise, and so they've actually had to calm it down on some level because the local police have to handle what the federal government refuses to even deal with. I think it was Psaki that said Biden's position is that protests in front of their houses is okay.
Dude, I never thought I'd say that.
And is encouraged. Remember her saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually kind of miss Jen Psaki a little bit. I really do. I do.
She was so much better. She was a better liar than the other girl. The other girl's not smart enough to be a good liar.
No, and it's almost I feel almost a little bit bad for her a little bit. Like she puts out so many gaffes that now it's like watered down to where nobody even like, oh yeah, Jean Paris, nobody even watches them because they're like, well, she's always messing up. At least Jen Psaki had like the lies were so far fetched. She would make up some stuff. That was the fun part, the make up stuff. And then like remember whenever Jen was like when she first got in the office, she could circle back. And once everybody started talking joke about it, she made it a mental note to herself not to say that word anymore. We stopped her from saying circle back. I just tickled me to death. Yes, sir. By the way, tickle me to death is not necessary. It's not a violent term, so I'm not in silent violence or anything. It's just a southern way of being kind of like, whenever you laugh a lot about something, is you just kind of tickle yourself. And if you laugh too much, you don't take a breath, and then you could pass away. That'd be tickling yourself to death.
All right, I'm going to play that one where she's talking about what happened with the Doors.
The Doors, not the band either.
Black Lives Matter.
Workers. These insurrectionists,
like Antifa,
and that there were actual officers working with this, and we never got to the bottom of that, and we never got any answers about that, and then to this day we're just supposed to pretend that never happened. I have no idea what happened to the people on the inside who were very clearly sympathetic with what was going on and opening the doors wide open for that. And I'm supposed to sit here and pretend like none of that ever happened, and then right afterwards you have a massive, you just have this idea that throwing money at that problem is going to make it go away without any accountability. And so this is where these things are breaking down. We're not safe. And it's not just about members of Congress not being safe. The food staff workers aren't safe. The janitors aren't safe. Like, we need to get to the bottom of this. So that's all I got to say.
What about
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Let's get to the bottom of it. Antifa, please.
Dude. She pretty much kind of blows that whole narrative out of the water. That's kind of funny to me. She said it. I can't say what it is, but all I can say is she blew it out of the water, and I'm going to leave it at that because the rest of it will give us all a bunch of stuff. But
my question is, how is not throwing money at the problem a good idea as far as she's concerned? All of a sudden, that's all she's ever tried to do is throw money at everything she calls a problem, whether it be green energy or whatever. She is one of the worst ones about wanting to spend every dollar she can. When Joe Biden says, I'll spend $2 trillion, she says, we need $4. She is the worst. She is one of the worst ones about wanting to spend the taxpayer dollars on all this frivolous crap. So for her to say that, I'm just like, really? She's got it bad.
You know, she was like one of the firsties to talk about getting rid of the cows. I remember that years ago when she first got into office. She was like, yeah, we got to get rid of the cows because the fart methane is going to cause holes in the ozone. Meanwhile, she flew a huge jet over there. She flew a jet like 5 miles from her house to her office. Like, she flew in there and, you know, probably flushed the toilet. Oh, you remember the Obama toilets that you had to flush like 6 times to get them to work? Yeah. And then Obama said that we need to get rid of the incandescent light bulb. And the incandescent light bulb, by the way, is a regular light bulb that has a filament in it. It uses a lot more power than a regular CFL or LED bulb, but it gives a constant flow of light. There's no flickering. Any LED, any fluorescent light, there's a flicker to it. You can't see it because it happens more than 33 frames per second, which is faster than the human can process. So you don't see it visually, but you actually are processing that flash, that pulse of light. And it's awful ironic with some of the things that Obama was trying to put in, that he actually gets rid of some of the more natural occurring things that are better for us human-wise, even though they use more power, but there was a better light spectrum that came off of it, more healthier light spectrum. It seems like now, and it's called to be coincidences, we have a lot more cases of migraines. People hear about migraines all the time now, and you got to think about it now. What about all these LED lights that are high-powered, flashing with all that RF coming off of them? But anyway, I'll digress on that. That's a rabbit hole we can get into later on Rumble, y'all.
Halogen lights are that way. I don't know why halogen lights come out. They're super hot. They're super expensive to buy, and they're super inefficient.
Well, okay. See, a halogen light does put off a constant flow of light because it comes off of a filament. It's not a pulse. But you're right, Shannon. There's a lot more heat. The difference in the bulb and an incandescent halogen is the filament makeup and the gas that they use after they pull the vacuum on the bulb. That's why you get a little different light spectrum out of it as well. Oh, by the way, if anybody starts clap talking to me when they're wanting to try to get a point across like AOC was doing earlier, I'm not listening. Yeah, no, it's like, you better than me. I tell you what, you gonna talk about my booty? Oh no, I ain't got nothing to hear. I don't hear anything. All I hear is a bunch of stuff that walks in the hand. Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, I'll be back in about a week on my channel. I've just been hanging out over on Rumble in the meantime. Same name, just different place. Go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say another story we could talk about is that 10-year-old girl that was raped, and Biden brought up in that one speech, and then most people, everybody thought it was fake, and now they're finding out it actually happened. But the reason it wasn't reported in mainstream media is because there's a legal immigrant that did it, and it kind of reinforces what Donald Trump was saying. We don't know who's coming over here. We're not vetting them. We have no idea if they're criminal, where they came from, or anything else. And it kind of
along with your article you're talking about here, and you might not be able to find it, but there was a girl was reported missing, excuse me, in Virginia, and they found her today. Was missing on the 8th of June here. Found her today in L.A. Highway 182 at a hotel that hasn't come out yet or not, but it shows a picture of the perp who abducted her, and there was intercourse. The girl was only like 14 years old, and it looks, I can't, it doesn't say it, but I'll speculate. I'm only speculating, y'all, but he looks like an illegal as well. That just happened today, and you're right, that did happen. And now I'm gonna give you a salty cracker take that almost we could all kind of relate to. That guy that they arrested for that rape of the 10-year-old, he's like, there's this. It was speculated that story was made up. That's what we thought about. Everybody thought it was a made up story. Then they arrest the guy. Is it still? Could it still be? Could it still be like? We never know. These deep state people will go far and wide to do a narrative.
Well, there's a lot to that story that's going on now that's being investigated by PJ Media and others. That they're finding out more and more. Like the doctor who actually suggested her to go to Indiana to go and get the abortion done is an activist for abortion, and she didn't report to the actual police about the rape like she's supposed to. As by law in Ohio, you're supposed to report that, especially since they're underage. And that therapist didn't. But I have a video from Newsmax right here. We can go ahead and watch. It's talking about that particular story and also about the border.
Right.
Well, I think we have to call out the hypocrisy from the left on this, Sean. They always say that their immigration policies are compassionate, but what their immigration policies have in fact done is, in my home state of Ohio, allowed an incredibly grotesque crime to happen to a 10-year-old kid because we let a criminal who should never have been in this country in the first place not just come here, but stay here. And frankly, if he hadn't committed this terrible crime, probably stayed here indefinitely. What happened was incredibly heartbreaking. And I have 3 young kids of myself. I don't want them living on Ohio streets with people who shouldn't be here in the first place and are committing crimes like this. This is the price of what the Democrats call compassion. Misery, crime, death through fentanyl. That's the price of the Democrats' border policies. They know this. The people of Ohio know this. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Democrats deserve to get punished and will get punished come November. Well, I think we have to call out the hypocrisy from
We better not. We need to talk about that. We gotta have to do us some Rumble live. Gotta get us on some Rumble. I tell you, I have a trouble now with my Rumble. Only trouble I have with my Rumble page is my videos get too long because now that I don't have to like code things. I start talking because now I'm good to go. And then all of a sudden I realize 20 minutes went by and I'm like, oh man, it's supposed to be 6 minutes. I don't know what happened, guys, but wow, what awesome growth I've had on my Rumble channel. Yeah, because and we're going to work that thing and there's a lot of more stuff there. The only thing this is doing is making everything bigger. YouTube messing with me like that is a great inspiration all the way around. Whatever it's like when you if you cut a dandelion while it's seeded out and you blow all the seeds out somewhere, and next thing you know, there's 10 dandelions from that one that you just cut. Oh, it's gonna be great, man. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Juicebox853, I really do appreciate you coming in here and hanging out with us, man. And I really do appreciate the comments in all actuality because you're kicking butt, man. It's making my algorithm jump, and you're actually helping a lot. That's great. It really is. Sure enough. So I really do appreciate that. It's great to have you guys in there. I love all you guys, by the way. Don Riddell. Don Riddell is the man, by the way. Dude, I wish I had his hairline. This is all I can do right here. I mean, we got a mohawk. That's it. I can't do anything else. I can either shave it all off or do this. And right now, as you can see, it's grown into the point where I've got this whole Atwater thing, like I may play piano at a hotel or something. But and I may play piano at a hotel. We will never know.
I just finally got that. I thought you had a mohawk because you cut your hair that way. You got a receding hairline with some mousse. That's what I see.
You know what? There's no mousse. This is all done with just straight water. I'll just dump water on my head in the morning and just flip it back. And believe it or not, when you work around all this chemicals and all that, it does wonders with the follicles where your hair will just stay that way. Even and so this is just straight water. I would never take time to use hair products because, for one thing, you've got to be careful with a comb. You get in this thing, you're pulling out stuff because it's just barely in there. It's not good. 41 years old, I'm hanging on by a thread, guys, but we're gonna ride it out. If anybody's a Seinfeld fan, there's an episode of whenever Elaine's boyfriend grew his hair back and he was going bald, and she left him even though he was bald when she met him because he was a swimmer. And then George gives him the old life coach that says, you only got about 18 months left. You better live. And these dudes gets locked up for 18 months. That's good stuff. I got that Cliff Burton look going on. Hey, I hope I don't get smashed underneath the bus like it happened to him. That would be awful. Yeah.
There you go. Did you see this story after appearing to be reporting live from Ukraine war zone from CNN? 24 hours later, he's seen in the Hamptons. That's hilarious.
Me and my brother never touched that woman. I promise. Yes, sir. Whatever. That happened with one of the newscasters from CNN, or what was it? It was a black guy. He was on there. He was
CNN.
Because the artillery has been passing along here on the other side of it.
That looks like the backside of a Family Dollar, by the way.
Standing where they are because
that's fucked
it's
up.
safe. And if they step out, they have to worry about something hitting and exploding like that hole right there. That is the nature.
That's an American car. Look at the license plate. It's probably from Texas.
Dude, I know where that's at. I rode by there. There's a place right there, Carolina Lakes.
Yeah, I don't think he's there. I think he's lying. You'd have better footage if you were there.
All you have to do is just see all you have to do is take that, mute the audio, put your audio over it. That's all he had to do. That may be footage from Ukraine that he just filmed with the audio muted, because I can run OBS. I can mute the audio and talk like Nancy Pelosi over her, and nobody never knows different.
Not everybody gets hit.
And that's all what he did. He took that video.
He looks like he's out in East Texas to me. I don't think he's in Ukraine.
James Kirk said it was a Chinese restaurant. Let's see the next one.
And this is probably totally different footage.
It is.
That he got off of CNN.
Right, and he just took and voiced over it like he's standing there. That's not even the same.
I've seen that footage on YouTube.
Yeah.
Either way, he's not there. The footage he took was behind a Chinese restaurant. I'll go with that.
This is the fight for your freedom. And your president and your military believes that this type of weapon system is of fundamental importance.
What you got there? By the way, this is what my 9-year-old reads. She reads Dr. Seuss. Now, I know that's a big deal to you guys out there on the left, but this is what she reads. Okay?
And everybody wants to be free. And the country has committed to helping Ukraine in its fight. And if this is something we have that you need and it makes a difference.
Oh, a 9-year-old, she's very creative.
What is this, Sergey?
That's the thing that they use that Jeffrey Toobin's got up under his desk.
A cock pump?
Yeah, but it's made in Sweden too, you know what I'm saying?
It's actually case of cluster bomb, which is actually prohibited by international law. And so it's what is here.
That's what
we went to the Army Navy store.
That's what Russia is shooting at them.
That's all surplus right there. That's why it's missing the rest of it. They just dug that out. That's a bunch of junk. Yeah.
You can buy that stuff at the Army Navy store.
Hey, by the way, is Brian Stelter still working for CNN? I haven't heard anything
Yes.
out of him.
Yeah, he still works for them.
Oh.
And they're using a lot of...
Don says Dr. Seuss will get me banned. You're right. I'm really, really pushing the envelope over here. That's really sad to say, but it's true.
Wouldn't you have drone footage if you were a CNN correspondent? Wouldn't you have something better than somebody following you around with their cell phone footage? I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you have some real equipment? This is some dude with a cell phone trying to make a bad movie.
They're also shooting into this.
I'd be pissed off if Chris Cuomo come walking up like, yeah, I'm going to have to be filming you guys. I'd be pissed. I would be just like, really? Are we losing that bad?
They said less than 24 hours later he was spotted here in the States, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
What does that say?
He's spotted in the Hamptons. Yep.
Yeah. Which means that all this right here is fake.
Mission is just to.
I can do the same video. I can do the same thing. It's called a copyright violation. That's all that is.
You talk about
Okay,
grain issue and how they can't export right now. So this is like a lot of grain that was harvested, and then the Russians
they have that over here too.
Destroyed this, and the soldiers say their motto is, if they can't have it, nobody can.
What's that one?
President Biden has approved our emergency declaration.
Gosh, that guy's awful, man.
I figured they were both gone for good. Then you look up and here comes one of the brothers comes right back out of the woodwork. They're like a groundhog. They keep popping their head up every time you look up.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Technically, this is brought to you by that on the count, because if it wasn't for what was going on, I'm not going to say a whole lot. We wouldn't even need to be doing this. So thank you very much, their company, for making this an inspiration for all, because
Really?
you've done this. Here we are, brought to you by those people. I'm scared to say anything on YouTube, guys.
Yeah. AOC made another video.
Really?
You want it? Yeah.
Let's check it out.
All right.
You really just can't help but think about all of that footage and evidence that we saw the day of all these Capitol police officers helping and being sympathetic to the insurrectionists on January 6th.
Oh. Played arrest.
That's she's mad because she's still mad because nobody did what she said when she was talking about. I was almost. I don't want to talk too much to my 9-year-old sitting beside me, but she, whenever she said she was assaulted with, she was mad because it didn't happen. She was excited. She's like, "Oh boy, I'm going to be assaulted in this bathroom." She was excited, and then it didn't happen. She's like, "Oh," got pissed off. Yeah. Now, that's what we're fighting right now. It's the fact that she didn't get her way. Yeah.
She's always got a way with snubbing people like Ron DeSantis and Elon Musk, and I think she likes putting herself out there as some kind of provocative mess. I don't know how else to explain it.
We showed the video earlier about that of how Alex Stein was calling. He may be just tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we did show that. We talked about that a minute ago, and even the breakdown after she was like, she didn't realize she was being trolled from the get-go. She was all about it. She got up in there, got in the camera, was like, "Yay, woohoo, booty, booty, booty." And then they went in there like, "That was Alex Stein. You got trolled." And then she was like, oh, wait a minute. I've got to put on my mad emoji face. Get out there,
There you go.
Oh, dude, that's the truth. Their armpits smell like cat pee. Matter of fact, she uses a deodorant that actually shows up if the cat's got urinary tract infection or if it's got, high blood sugar, it'll change colors. So it actually kind of gets an idea.
I don't know where you think of this shit.
That's my buddy James.
Yeah,
that's my buddy James.
Well, AOC is definitely a fraud. AOC, Ralph Mouth. I like that. Ralph, run that mouth. She's a. I wouldn't call her an actor because she was picked because they knew that she was going to be easily focused on one aspect of her job, which was what they hired her for, which is to just be the face. And they actually, to be honest with you, I don't think she's told to do anything. I don't think that she's given instructions by outside people. I actually think that this is how AOC really, her mental state, tells her to be, and these are decisions actually coming out of her, and they knew this. They knew that it would be just her, so they put her in that position for that one reason.
Here's Alex. I got a video of Alex Stein doing a similar thing to Adam Kinzinger.
Oh, you got Adam Kinzinger. Oh, crybaby. His face. He's got. It does that thing where his
Why are you such a traitor, Adam? Why are you such a traitor? January 6th wasn't bad. You're a scumbag, Adam. You're the worst. Kinzinger, you're a douche. Look at Adam Kinzinger, the political douchebag. Kinzinger, you're a fake rhino Republican, Kinzinger. Look at this douche, Adam Kinzinger. Adam, why are you such a traitor? Adam, why are you such a traitor? You know January 6th.
He's on the yeah. You know,
that's the same guy, Alex. Alex, what's his name? Steinman.
Yeah, Alex Stein. Yep. Yep.
He trolled Beto O'Rourke here in Texas a couple of months back.
Yep. And so did so Steven Crowder and his crew got together at a Beto O'Rourke rally, and they brought their own T-shirts, and it says "I'm a Beto male." And everybody's putting them on, they're handing them out. A lady comes out there and doesn't even recognize they're being trolled, but made them stop giving the shirts away because it was hurting their sales. They're like, we got to make money off of this. You're hurting our sales. Don't be giving those shirts out. and yeah, so that was really cool.
I got another video for you I found on Twitter that's hilarious.
Did y'all see Nancy Pelosi get trolled? Or not trolled, get yelled at today?
About that, with just in terms of inflation, because you had told us at a town hall, I think it was in July, that this was just near-term inflation. The Wall Street Journal recently talks to like 67 financial experts who said that they saw high inflation going all the way or deep into 2022. About that, with just in terms of inflation, because you.
Matt's so excited.
He bailed out.
He bailed out. Yeah.
That is hilarious. Now, what did somebody superimpose that sign?
Yeah,
somebody put that sign in that thing?
Yeah.
Now, I got a question for you. Who's doing the run of this thing, Matt or William? Which one of you are running the show?
I am.
Yeah,
now, you're using StreamYard, but when you're putting videos in, I know you're going to share, right?
Yeah.
To put up a video to watch. What are you putting up, like if you're trying to just go to, like, say, Gateway and scroll through videos like you're doing?
What's up,
what are you doing? What are you doing differently?
I just do share, and then I just scroll. That's it.
Yeah.
Instead of...
hit the wrong button and click your whole self out.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident.
Yeah, okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But anyway, instead of going download a file, you go to what?
I go to Twitter. I have Twitter up here at the bar, and then I hit. Then I go to share. I don't go to the video though. When you go to share, you go to share screen, and then you go to where at Microsoft Edge tab, and then hit Twitter, and boom, there it is.
Well, that's what I gotta learn to do. Still, learn to be able to like scroll the page.
So what you're witnessing right now, folks, is actually the development and that's of this channel, of this whole process. Because of Joe Biden, you're looking at somebody right here. I am so out of my comfort zone when it comes to computers and all this stuff. The only thing I used the computer for was for just doing my invoices and whatnot. I did do some searches from eBay, buying stuff off eBay, but really actually cutting, editing things, learning how to do these StreamYards is something that I didn't even care about. And then they did what they did when they did what they did, and everybody knows what they did, and I can't say what that is. And here I am on a computer, and these fools got to look at me, and it's so funny because it's people that actually hate what I do, and they can't help but stick around and watch. I'm not going to name any names, JuiceBox853. I wish I had something better to do than stuff I didn't like. Like, it's almost like watching. Do you reckon they get the same sensation whenever I watch somebody get cut open in one of those like doctor movies, where they're like working on people and stuff? I have that. I wonder if that's the same feeling they get. You got to still watch it, but you're like, I can't watch, but you got to watch. It's so funny. I swear. I just love this stuff, man. And our main goal here is just hanging out and having a good time, and everybody wants to be here. And that's so awesome. And then on top of that, we're saving America. It's so awesome. It's just yes.
This story cracks me up about the whole taco thing. That just cracks me up.
By the way, a little maybe some people don't realize this, and a lot of people watching this do, but there may be some people like JuiceBox853. The January 6 hearings, ratings, searches on Google and other places top the scale at like 200,000 versus the 20 million clicks that Jill Biden got for calling the Latinos. I didn't say X, by the way. Latino.
Latino community.
Yeah, the community of, my people, because these are working people. Latinos, Mexicans, you guys are hard-working dudes. I got a lot of love for you guys, so let me just put that out there. I love working on their cars because they pay their bills. They actually give you tips. This is no joke. A white person, they want to pay you half the bill, come back next week, pay the other half, and God forbid if it's like they want their change back, they'll give you like $250 and then they're like 35s. They want that 35 cent. Anyways, that being said, it's just amazing to see what happens whenever you just work really hard. I watched all that stuff. Yeah. Thank goodness for Brandon. I mean Biden. I'm working on the computer now.
You know, I could say that I was just on with Jennifer a while earlier today doing a Rainbows and Echoes headline or Rainbows and Echoes episode.
It's Rainbows and Silver Linings.
Rainbows and Silver Linings. Let me get it right.
Rainbows, silver, echoes, and blue, silver, and gold.
But at any rate, we were talking about silver linings, and that is the only silver lining I see with Joe Biden is he has united the country against Democratic policies, against the Democratic idiots. I don't think people vote for AOC. I think she gets plenty of money for her campaign, but I don't think even people in her own district know who she is or care about her policies. And if they do care about her policies, they care that she's doing it the wrong way. She's got stupid ideas. Most people are not on board with all this spend until we're broke. Until we're broke. Most Americans realize all these major spending packages that all these Democrats have been pushing through and all this legislation to kill our oil industry is now costing the everyday American. So that is the silver lining for what has happened in the last 18 months is America is waking up. People are finally realizing $5 gas is a good reason to go vote and get these folks out of there because we don't like the way they're treating us. And it's not just the gas. It's the economy. It's the way they're trying to indoctrinate the kids. There's so much that has been exposed just in the year I've been doing this podcast as far as how corrupt the Democrats are, and it's just it's eye-opening, and I don't believe it's just us that see it. I think the whole world is seeing it. I think everybody at the pump is seeing it. I'm sure I could give out my I did that stickers in a minute at the gas station. I'm sure I could give every one of them away.
I got cussed out the other day about that by a lady that works at the gas station because she's like, I gotta scrape these off. And I was like, oh, darn, I'll see you later. I stuck the last one on and drove off. You know, I tell you what, lady, you wouldn't have to scrape these off if you go do your right and your patriotic duty and vote for the right people, and then this probably wouldn't be a problem. This is partially your fault, lady, for sitting there watching Jerry Springer instead of going out there and getting the right people in office.
Since you are the president of the National Women's Law Center, I was hoping that you could define what a woman is for us in this committee hearing.
Well, as the president of the National Women's Law Center, you can imagine I say woman a lot in my day job.
Okay, so I'm just asking for the definition.
So what I'll tell you is I am a woman. That's how I identify.
Okay.
But I wonder, however, if in part the reason that you're asking a question is that you're trying to suggest that people
I am simply asking a question, and I simply want an answer.
And so I think it's actually really important to be very clear here that there are people who identify as non-binary. I think about 5% of young people.
We're not going to go there. I was hoping maybe you would. I was hoping that maybe you would say something that maybe we learned in high school biology that has to do with X and Y chromosomes, but which define male and female. But I guess we're not going to get there. Since you are the president of the National Women's Law Center, I was hoping that you could.
Yeah, she's president of that of the Women's Law Center, and she can't define what a woman is.
Yeah,
that is a hard. I never realized that was such a complicated question until this year. You know, I seen Josh Hawley yesterday. He had a video out where he was asking a lady the same thing. I think she was a teacher, but she was trying to run for a position, and he was asking her all the right questions, and the woman could not really. She basically called him a racist or a xenophobic, homophobic for
She called him transphobic.
Transphobic for not recognizing that men can get pregnant. I'm like, holy crap.
She's a professor in college.
Well, okay. There was another college professor that had like her nose all pierced. And
That's her.
Is that the same one?
Yes.
The one that was here. There was one that's more recent than that though, when she was with Josh Hawley.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, she's nuts. That lady's crazy.
Did you find that video? Is it hard to find?
Well, no. I got it on my channel.
Dude, y'all, you want to watch this video of this crazy meth-eyed lady with her nose all? You know, if you're going to go in front of Congress, at least take all the jewelry out of your nose. I mean, really. And she's looking at people. And here's the deal: you can tell when you see spoiled, rotten brat when they talk because they can't look you in the eye. They blink. They look off over here, and over here, because they don't even have the common decency to show you true demeanor and or statue in person. They're going to act like this is such a nothing. This is it. You guys are so insignificant in front of me that I am not even going to show you dignity. This and that's what they think about our whole system. That's how they want to run it, by the way, too.
Let me ask you this. Since my channel has been down and I haven't been able to correspond in the way I want to, what do y'all think about the story that the J6 committee is going to find a way to indict Trump on some charges? Do y'all think that is just more garbage?
It's more...
because I see we've got the Department of Justice that can do anything they want at this point, and so I do wonder about that a little bit.
Are you talking about the
they've got to be careful. Well, anything they do that, they have to be super careful because that'll give him, if they bring actual charges, then it turns from a monkey show or whatever you want to call it of January 6th trial right now to an actual real one, and then you have discovery of evidence. And so for them to do that, they better know what they're doing because that can open up a Pandora's box.
Are you talking about that? Are you talking about that rumor? Supposedly they're going to do it as a October surprise.
Everybody's hearing that. So let's address that. What do you think, Matt?
I think it'd be a slippery slope for the Democrats to do something like that
because the discovery it goes both ways. Then
yes, because then they would actually have to get an investigation, a real one done. So
yeah, that would be so. To me, I really think that that whole show that they've been putting on TV is pretty much they were really wanting to try to have their sort of Dinesh D'Souza movie. I can't say what it is. And the thing about it is, I guarantee you right now at this point in time, just the short time that movie was out, has surpassed triple, quadruple. They'll never get the amount of people to watch these hearings that the Dinesh D'Souza movie had. There's just no way. That's 10-1. And so, and part of any kind of war that you're in, information war, kinetic war, and this is something that Putin has found out, which we won't get into that right now, but you've got to have the side of the people. And so that's what the Dinesh D'Souza movie was about. We wanted to get the side of the people. And the way that he went about it is there's a lot of you can tell the way the movie was made, it's not trying to be a look at me show. They're only just producing the evidence, and they don't have to make it look like a big, huge production. And so many people saw that way more than anybody on these new J6 hearings that there's no contest, and they know they've lost. The fact that Jill Biden calling the Latinos community tacos 10-1 outweigh the ratio of views, they know something. They know. There's only one option they have, and we have to talk about that on Rumble because that's just something YouTube will not let us do.
Well, let's go ahead and watch this video real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for being here. Before I want to visit with you, Ms. Meskey, but before I do, I just want to clear one thing up. Professor Bridges, you said several times, you've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue.
We can recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
So I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who can have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important
because of my line of questioning. So we can't talk about it
because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies.
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think so.
So you are denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence. Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you, or are they also treated like this, where
No,
they're told that they're opening up people to violence?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Wow, I would learn a lot. I've learned a lot.
I
Just
know.
in this exchange.
Absolutely.
Extraordinary.
Of learning, we could retard you.
One of the great.
They've got retard and learn backwards, because if you go to her class, you're going backwards. They're retarding. I'm not calling people names. I'm talking about when you move the ignition time and when you want to slow things down, you retard it. And if you go to her class, that's what you're going to get, because there's nothing stunning and brave about it. And like I said before, I don't see her with no pink hair transitioning or doing whatever, or well, she would go to, I don't know, a beard. I don't see her with a beard on. She ain't so obviously is she transphobic because she's not transitioning? What's wrong with her? That's what if I was Josh, I'd have been like, why ain't you transitioning? Are you transphobic too? I'd have throw it right back at her.
She's one of these lefties that is so stupid with their mindset, because when you throw a real question at them that they don't want to deal with, instead of them going, this is how I feel, this is what I think, instead she goes, I'm the victim. It's all your fault. You're blaming it on, you're picking on us. You're picking on these people. That's, that is the way you don't answer a question. A good polished politician doesn't have to go to all that trouble to not answer the question. They'll do a circle back like Saki with you or something. But this lady it's all your fault that you're somehow transphobic, and somehow this is relating to suicides over the. How does suicides in trans people have to do with pregnancy of trans people? I'm curious how all this ties into somehow being his fault for asking a question. It just seems like she's playing the victim versus answering the question.
Okay, so for instance, what she said makes a very loud statement for the LGBT, well, not necessarily LGBTQ, but the trans community with the high suicide rates. Maybe it's not the people that don't recognize them as a woman, as the fact that it's just a very risky lifestyle because of the mental implications, not only just from, not really knowing who you are, but when you take all these hormone blockers and other things, it really causes a chemical imbalance and that you're not ready for. And there are not just carrying that weight of having those mindset, let alone is hard enough with all the isotopes that they give you that make you just go batshit crazy. And I'll say it again. I watched this Blair White project where she interviewed a detransitioner, and it talks very, very deep about how this person just wished that somebody had assessed the actual mental problem going on up here and saved them from themselves. Not necessarily where they didn't want them dressed like women's clothes, but saying, hey, keep your dick, but just be femme. Because what happened was that person did the surgery and it went terribly wrong, like all the other surgeries do, and it's very, very non-functional.
Well, she was transitioning from a girl to a boy.
Back to a boy.
No, she was turning into a boy. She was a girl, and she was turning into a boy.
No, she was a boy turned into a girl.
No, she was a girl transitioning into a boy, and she decided to transition back to a girl. I remember that. She has glasses, blonde hair, long hair.
No.
Okay, then we're talking about two different.
Yeah, this detransitioner was a Russian dude that went to a woman.
Okay.
It talks about how it can't go back to its normal home because the grandmother wouldn't have anything to do with him where she was from.
The one I saw was a girl, American girl.
I've seen that as well, but I'm not referring to that episode.
Here's a good analogy. Why do the Democrats not care about the baby in the womb? Don't care about the baby outside the womb. But all of a sudden, at point in time that they realize that they could possibly be needing some equity because their they could possibly be trans-confusionistic or something. Could be a whole new, whatever you want to call them, a unicorn or whatever the new pronoun is. And then all of a sudden, now they matter. How does that work? That life doesn't matter on the inside, doesn't even matter on the outside, because a lot of states and a lot of these policies are about waiting to, or being able to take a life all the way after the fact. You know, that's what that Pelosi was actually pushing for at one point. They don't seem to care about life, right? They don't seem to care about the rights of the baby, right? Of the fetus, as they say. But at the same time, they care so much about the rights of these twisted weirdos. So at what point do you gain your rights as a citizen? When you decide that your parents decide that you're going to be a cis child, at that point are you declared better rights or more rights? I'm curious, because they're screaming for their rights, and I just don't get it, how they went from not caring about the unborn to being so proud of the trans-confusionistic state going on.
Well, when they say cis, that's what they mean when they say heterosexual men and women. That's what when they put cis on there. Cis men, cis women. That means heterosexual. So now,
this is a new noodle on my brain. Yeah, I did not know this. So I would figure I thought a cis man was a gay dude.
No.
Huh.
That's how. If it was me, I'd be like, bro. Not cis.
Yeah. If you're heterosexual, it would be a bro dude and a bro chick.
But they use that term for heterosexual men and women, cis. That's the reason she's like.
Nice at all.
That's the reason she said. That's the reason she said cis women can have children, and trans men can have children because they're women before they were men. Dude. And also people that are non-binary. Which non-binary, what that means is they don't consider themselves either men or women. They consider them like most of the time their pronouns are like they and them.
This is what happens when you make life
shit
so
like
easy.
that.
When you make life so easy, you've got time to sit around and think of all that.
Yeah.
You should be digging a hole, like putting some leech lines in or something. Yeah, I mean, really, it makes no sense.
The only reason I know this is because I asked my daughter. She's 15. I was like, what does this crap mean?
Well, either way, I mean, I'm not saying you. I'm talking about the people that came up with this in general. This is the whole beginnings of it. For the person to figure out, like, I want to be gay, but I'm going to be gay like this, and I'm going to. Oh, Ezra Miller, talking about being gay like that. Ooh.
Well, it was a Marxist psychology major in college that did this shit.
My preacher was talking about that a couple of weeks ago, and he calls it trans-confusionism. He said it's just another way to accept evil.
That's what it looked like right there. Here you go. And how's my algorithm now? That algorithm all up, y'all.
There you go. He's having Joe Biden's baby.
I'm going to have a new hunter.
Man, that baby's hanging kind of low. I think you're gonna have a boy. You're gonna have a boy.
Back into a woman. It's not gonna be good. I'm gonna get you to pay for it though. I want the taxpayers to pay for it. I'm not having it's all about me now. Yep.
Pregnant William. That's funny as Matt on the toilet last time.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Speaking of Matt on the toilet.
Oh, what's he gonna bring out? Y'all guys need to stay tuned. He's gonna bring something out that's gonna be hilarious.
Well, that's not maybe not, but if y'all see one of our this was Matt's head that I drew for on the toilet mat. Yeah. It's a long story. You'll have to check some of. You want to go back to some of Matt's live on Matt in Exile. I think it was like 4 or 5 lives ago. He was supposed to be.
It was on This Way Network, man.
You were supposed
Blue Collar Talk, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. You were supposed to be out of town. Everything runs together, and you were supposed to be out of town, and you were supposed to be on the field or something, so you weren't going to make the live. So we were like, we were going to miss you. We needed a Matt character, so we fabbed up real quick. Can you find it off This Way Network and put it up?
Hold on, I got a comment here. I'm a bodybuilder trapped in a dad's body.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me go find it. You know what? I want that clip that Dave made. That was hilarious. I wish I could find that.
Made a redo.
Dave should have 100 million subscribers as good as he is at doing videos. It's a shame that YouTube throttles him that bad because he is so good at doing videos.
He is good. You know, the first time I seen him at the White House in front of Saki's podium talking, I was like, oh, this is golden. He's got it. You know.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I mean, that's as good as it gets for the green screen.
You know, if getting involved in a conservative movement, by the way, people watching this and all, I swear it does a body good. You get around people that work hard, that have an upbeat mentality. We want to build things. We want to create. We want to save things and take care of stuff. And when you get around us, we want to bring you in with it, and we want you to come up with us. We're builders, and so, you know, you get in this kind of thing, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's just an inspiration every day when I get up to see how hard these guys work, man. And so, like I say, I'll show a lot of love to all you guys, you, Matt and Shannon, and all you, and Dave, because and Don too. Don Riddell, that's in the chats here, is on point,
Absolutely.
man. He's looking out for all the other YouTubers like Neil Johnson and all those good folks out there. He's modding for all these people, man. It's the left is so busy wanting to get paid for nothing that we work for nothing just to build something. We're not even sure what it's going to look like when it's over. But we know we're going to make something. It's going to be awesome. I love this stuff, man.
Well, I love that we're reaching people more than anything else. If I was in this for the money, I'd have quit a long time ago. I really enjoy the interaction. When I get to hang out with my buddies, I feel like it's poker night on Wednesday or Monday whenever we do.
Except we're not like the left does it. It might be poker. No, you go to a left YouTube channel. Poker night to them is woo.
It's a different kind of poker. but I do. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy the interaction with the people. I enjoy bringing the news, being able to find a story that's not everywhere yet, and being able to bring it to the people. That feels good. I sleep better at night knowing I'm just trying to do my part, and I know y'all do too. It makes a big difference in giving people hope. And in this times when we're dealing with idiots like Biden, we need hope, and we need more people to promote the truth and promote the hope that's absolutely necessary in life when you're getting crapped on by the government.
You know, Shannon, for a quick thing real quick. Hope. You say the word hope, and I love it because hope comes from inspiration or you know, positivity. Positive movement causes hope. You know, and so you get out here and you make these videos. Sometimes we don't have the best of news out there, but you have to take the good with the bad, and just don't get it. You don't worry about how big a project is. You've got to start it. You've got to finish it, and that's how this whole thing is going to play out. We don't need to, you know. I don't think there'll ever be a day when we can actually turn this thing off and say we're done, we fixed it. Even when we fix this, we can't stop what we're doing, because as soon as we lay down, as soon as we decide that we've got it fixed and we put it up on the shelf, we quit doing the videos because everybody's happy, we'll be right back in the same place. So once we can probably let go of it, but we can do a video every other day, but we definitely don't need to let the left know that we went back to sleep, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to lull us back to sleep. You know, because there's just no real way to get rid of the problem. You can't gas all the comments, because you'll never get them all. The best thing to do is call awareness and prevention, and that's with proper education in our public schools, the proper education in a family home, and just after that, the rest of it's all history, and it works itself out. And it just takes a while. We're going to get there, though, guys. We are going to get there.
I want to give a shout out to somebody else that's in the comments section, who's also another hardworking podcaster out here, just trying to do his part. American in Exile, John, out of Brazil.
Oh, you guys check him out. Yeah,
he is a great guy. If you don't know his channel, go check him out. Nothing but truth over there, and he is not living in America, but he's fighting for America, and I respect that alone. If nothing else, he does have a really great insight and a positive attitude about what's really going on, and he's got a perspective that not everybody's got, because he's living in another country.
He's living in Brazil, down in Brazil, and he's got wonderful info. His stuff is spot on. His channel is relatively small at the moment because he's fighting the algorithm that's beating on him, but his information is good. He does a really good presentation. He doesn't say all the time like I do. So if you actually check him out, you'll really be impressed by his presentation. He deserves a lot more bigger channel than what he's got. So we can get him to 1,000. You know, or you know, he can't. It's a long story, but we're just trying to get all these people up, because We need the grass to grow on our grassroots movement. Oh, I just made that up. Do I get $1? Can I get $1? No. Oh no. Demonetized. Constitutional vet. What's up, Philip? Ben? James?
Hey, what's up, Ben? In order to reform yourself because you're a bad student. Over one video.
My show on my channel almost had to.
You know, Shannon, not to take away from John because he's working hard too, but it's just funny, you know, how things kind of roll. You roll that dice when you put that video out.
You just never know. Yeah.
You just never know what's going to happen. And, you know, I think there's like a good side of AI. You had the good AI angel looking over you, you know. But, yeah, is Matt ready to come in yet? Have we heard anything of Matt?
I think he's calling in.
He's calling in.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
All right.
That never gets old.
Who's this imposter?
There he is.
Oh, he's here to defend himself.
Good news, guys. My old lady fell asleep, so I'm here.
Ah, good. All
That meant Matt
right.
didn't get none that night.
Well,
either.
so we can get rid of this imposter.
We'll leave him up. He's
A
going
lot of work went into that.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's at Williams' workplace.
So apparently, now we've proven a theory. All the conspiracy theories that's been out there about cloning have now came true.
Yeah.
They're no more conspiracy. Y'all see it right there. This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, cloning.
But,
That was Matt's cloning.
I hope that y'all two can get along, by the way, because you know how whenever somebody's too much alike, they can't get along. So y'all, please don't get a. Now I'll moderate if things start getting out of hand, but we're gonna leave Clone Matt up and see how this works. We're gonna try this here.
Okay.
Well, that's a pretty good trick. I like that. That was great. That's hilarious. Now I'm afraid not to be.
Shannon said he's afraid not to be there. We've got great ideas, you guys. We're lots of we've got some fun stuff that's going to come out. Matter of fact, when we start doing the Fox and Archibald show next, we've been off for a couple weeks from that. It's going to be a little bit of a revamp, and
we're going to be going live.
Yeah, we're going to do it live, man, and we're going to bring in special guests. And I get that I have a creative side. I wish I had more props. I need props.
Our first guest during the first hour while we're on YouTube will be American in Exile John will be our guest during that time, and then our second guest on the same show after 7 o'clock will only be on Rumble and Twitch. I'll have links on the bottom. But anyway, it'll be Clay Clark.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's gonna be, dude. You know how much of we need to get Jerome back in too. Jerome, you know that.
Well, that's gonna happen soon. So let's
I can't wait to shake it. I love that ad. That this is can we show that on YouTube?
No, not right now. But hey, guys, we got 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna cut the YouTube feed, and then we'll only be on Odyssey for about 15 minutes, and then we'll cut the rest of it.
Yeah. Look at here. This is something really amazing about these Patriots. You look over here in the comment section. I mentioned American in Exile, and William mentioned Constitutional Vet. And you look over here in the comment section, and people are subbing away. I love to see it. That's great. People supporting each other. That's the way us conservatives are. That's the way it is over here on this network with these channels. Well,
I'm not really a Republican. I'm more of a conservative.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Hey, by the way, guys, don't hold it against Matt, but he can't actually sit through a whole episode of Tim Pool.
No, I can't.
Okay, all right.
No.
I'm sorry. Now I'm spreading misinformation.
All right, guys. See y'all later. If you want to watch the rest of us, go to Odyssey and check out my channel there.
Right. Yeah, it gets saucy on Odyssey. Y'all, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Lots of love. Are we out? Are we on Odyssey now? Are we here? Are we there?
Hold on.